Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is a Audi A3 V6 3.2. It's right there on the engine. 2006, I believe it is. I've worked on an Audi before, yes, but I haven't worked on this engine before. I have no experience in this, and we're doing the valve cover on it. It's leaking, and we're about to figure this out today. All right, so let's get into this video. Let's go around the car and show you what's going on, because I don't know what I am doing. I'm just going off of knowledge and perspective of what's going on. So let's go. As you see right here, you could tell that this is not a regular V6, even though they say it's a V6. You can tell that the pistons are separate from each other, like, you know, opposite of each other, because you could tell how direction of the coils are. You could tell that it's like this one is going that way, this one is going this way, this one is going that way, that way, that way, that way, that way. It's a V6 according to Audi, but it's a single block, a single head. I don't know how they do that, but you know, Germans, they are crazy. So going through around here, you can tell that this whole thing here is the intake. The intake is here, and it comes over and to the front, right? I don't know what I'm getting myself into, because this is the valve cover, and I need to get to this. Don't mind my ashy hands. Yeah, so looking at it, has a whole bunch of hoses back here, hoses going around the sides and coming around here. Not much thing going on here, but you can tell that there's a little, you know, you have a little bracket here with a hose on top of it, and you got hoses on here with a valve right here. Or not, that's not a valve. See, I'm already messing up. So this is our bracket as well that holds the intake in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on this. You guys are gonna be on the journey with me, because I've never worked on this car before, and it's a challenge that I am willing to accept, even though I have no clue what I'm doing. Look at that, more hoses. Let's get into this video, because I don't know where we're gonna go with this. So I'm just starting with the basics, removing the wire harness, removing the hoses from the sides, just so that I could get a clearer view on how to remove the intake. Now I'm removing the hoses and the throttle body. The next step is to remove the brackets that's stabilizing, or you could say holding, the intake. Right here, I didn't want to do this. I was trying my best not to remove the bumper, but this is a requirement that you have to remove the bumper. So right here, I am just going ahead, removing the bumper, and then I'm going to remove the headlights. Now, if you notice right here, when I removed these screws from the impact bar, the whole front end fell down. Not fell down, but it adjusted itself down. That's because I'm removing the whole entire front of the car, loosening it up so this way I could get behind it. Now right here you see me fiddling a lot. That was because of that yellow plug right there, and that yellow plug is the crash sensors, and they were very hard and annoying to remove. Now on to removing the bolts that holding the intake. I would say cars like to mess with you, like want to test your finesse and test how patient you are, right? So right now I have all the bolts out, loosened for the intake, but the last bolt, which is aluminum, is on the end, which I could see and everything. The last one that I'm holding, that's holding on the intake, it decided to stop about this much. I'll say this much. You see it? Like this much. Like a 1/4 inch in the head of the cylinder head. And when I say stop, meaning that it corroded somehow and it's binding. So now when I'm trying to remove it, it wants to snap the bolt inside the head. And this is where the finessing part of working in a car comes in. It really sucks. This really sucks because it's not like I have access to all these bolts and parts today. Let me show you where this is. Boom. Let's go in here. You can see the bolt right there. It has like a 1/4 inch more to come out. See that? You can see it? See it's right there? Right. That's all that's left to come out. And you can see how it's brown in color. I don't know how that happened, but now it's like I have to be careful with it, because if I don't, it's gonna snap. Get to this point where like you have everything off and you did so much to get to this point, and then here comes that, right? And that really sucks. Now I'm just gonna do my best to get that out, and let's see how this turns out, because I really don't know how this is gonna turn out. Okay, so let's go. Finally got it off. Yeah, gotta get all these bolts. The hose broke right here, so I think I made a mistake there because I didn't notice that it has a little nipple right here that you can squeeze. It's part of the trade. I didn't notice it. I gotta figure out how to repair this part here. But other than that, you know, that's the amount of bolts I gotta remove. Got 2 right there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, then 2 there, and then 1 there. So yeah, got it out. The other ones was this bracket here, you gotta remove it. There's a bracket here you gotta remove, and there's a bracket here that you have to remove. And then once you do that, then you remove these 5 hoses, that connector, and yeah, that's basically it to this. But just to get to this, you have to remove, technically Audi wants you to remove the bumper, but do you really have to remove the bumper? No. So now it's time for me to go ahead and remove the valve cover. Oh, also the bolt, I had to literally put WD-40. Everybody knows this brand, right? Everybody knows this. So I had to, ooh. Yeah. So I had to get some WD-40 and put on the bolt. So I had to wind the bolt out, then wind it back in, WD-40 on it, wind the bolt in again, spray it, wind it back out, spray it, wind it in, spray it, and wind it back out again, spray it, wind it back in, spray it, wind it back out, spray it. It was a lot of back in and out, just to get it released. Then once the WD-40 get into the groove, it actually comes right out, and it was pretty much easy after that. But situations like this, some people panic, and working on German vehicles, especially Italian, German, Swedish, all those cars, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but you know, whatever. Anytime you're working on these manufacturer cars and you have bolts that's aluminum, you have to take your time. And if you notice, I have not used any electrical tools on this car, because you're using an electrical tool, you could have snapped this and then that would be the end of the day. So whenever I'm working on a German car, do not use electrical tools. All right, so let's go ahead, pull this valve cover off and see what we got working with. Right now I'm just removing the bolts on top, because that's how I was holding it down. Once I get these bolts out, we're pretty much good to go. This job is a really big job. This is one of the biggest oil valve cover gasket jobs I've ever done. Removing the bumper to remove the valve cover, it's just crazy. I don't like, it is ridiculous. But hey, it's one of those things where, like, when you make a car and it looks good, the better looking the car is, the more work you gotta do. I'm just saying, because it's compact in here. It's really tight in here. And to work on this car it's a new experience for me. And you see me going through this right now, and yeah, my appreciation for the car goes higher. Not only that, my understanding gets better. So by just doing this, it's taught me a lot. So it's very important that you know, now don't be afraid of it. Like, people, oh, don't do it, you know, like I'm not afraid of things like this. I am not. You know, what's the worst could happen? You break something? I just did. Like, it's gonna happen. Well, let's remove the cover now. So here's my little tool here. I just had it in my hand. I put it down. Don't know where I put it. Oh, it's over here. Okay. And we're gonna go ahead and pry it up a little bit. Whoop. There we go. Come all the way up. Straight up. Look at that. Can't say we didn't do it. Just did. Just did. Never say never, Holmes. Yeah, this is a victory for me, to be honest. This is a real victory for me. Let's check this. So let's check this out. What we got here, you got your camshafts. This is the intake side. That's it. Exhaust side. Now you have the variable valve timing, VVT. It's more easier. Then you have these two sensors on the end of it that register or reads these positions of these. But there's not a sensor on the side right here that actually advance and retard the pressure by using oil pressure inside of it to make it, you know, advance and retard and give you more power and all that fancy stuff. So that's that. But yeah, that's what it looks like inside of it. Yeah, it's very clean. I think this car has about 135 miles on it, maybe 160 miles on it, around that part. It's not a young engine, it's not brand new, but you could see how everything is very, very good, and it's in really good condition. And we just gotta maintain it. Just gotta maintain it and keep it going, man. This is a strong. I'm impressed. I'm a little impressed about this. So, would I get one of these? I think I would get one of these engines. I think this engine is pretty okay. Just maintain it and you should be all right. I'm going to give this a little break and we're gonna pick up in the next video. Have I done this before? I have never done this car before. I have never worked on this car before, so don't expect me to give you more detailed answer. The only answer I could really give is what I have just learned today of removing it. Now, if you have any advice, any tips on how to put this car back together, or you know, a short way around it, or you know, any questions you want to ask me, anything you ask me is gonna basically be on what I did today, because it's my first time working on this car. I actually do read them, and I have my notification on, so whenever time you post, they come up and I can see them, and I actually comment right back the moment I see them. Stay tuned for part 2, because you need to stay tuned for part 2, because part 2 is gonna be cleaning it, and well, I'm gonna clean everything, get some brake cleaner and clean the cover, clean it up and make it look nice and whatnot, and then clean up the surface up here, and then I'm gonna start recording part 2, putting everything back together. It's a little tricky. Yeah, removing stuff is always the best part. Putting everything back is gonna be the next feat. So let's get into that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy this type of content, and you're learning what I'm learning right now. And if you have any VW groups out there, or Audi groups out there, or Lamborghini groups out there, drop the video in one of your groups. Let them know what's going on this side of town. And hey, I am not afraid of a challenge. If you put a challenge in front of me, I'm gonna take it. Like, I am not, as long as I have time and space to work, I am gonna do it. So yeah, it's a learning process, learning curve. It teaches me something and teaches you something, and you don't really learn all these little finesse things in school. So it's one way to learn. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere, subscribe and like the video, share the video, because I really need more subscribers, and this way you help me and motivate me to do more. I'm gonna go and have some dinner now, relax the rest of the day. In the next video, I'm tired. I'm really tired. It's been a busy day. And if you notice, some of my videos are gonna have the same sweaty hoodie. I am tired. Hoodie and pants and hat and everything, because this has been it's been 2 days now straight just working and knocking these projects out, because that's what you do, man. That is what you do. All right, so I'll see you in the next video. Peace, one love, keep it real, eat some food, be healthy out there, and I'm gonna eat and sleep. Later. So this is why I got it. So this is why I got it. Look in here.